Hey, homegirl or homeboy. I am Kiani, the responsible homegirl. I created this space to help you stop wasting your money and become financially responsible so that you can live the life of your dreams. Not one that you just settle for or whatever life just gives you, but no, you can tap into the power to create the life that you desire. Now, today, we're going to have a very hard conversation. And I even went back and forth with myself about whether or not I should talk about this. But because it was on me and I get so frustrated when I see it, I'm like, Kiani, no, you need to talk about this. You need to, stir the pot a little bit. And even if the people that's supposed to hear this won't hear this, hopefully you'll be an ambassador for me and you can share it, take some of what you hear today and give it to some of your younger sisters, your younger brothers, your cousins, people you mentor, whoever. But I want to talk about us spending our money on stupid stuff. And the reason this frustrates me is because I see it a lot on social media. And granted, people show us what they want us to see. Social media, we don't know whether it's real, whether it's fake. You can't count people's pockets, just all of the things. I literally came up with a whole list of reasons of why I shouldn't talk about this because I don't know the full picture. But I'm going to just talk about this, not from a place of judgment, because I have my own story that I'm going to share too. But from a grand scheme of things, especially within our community, if we want to see change, many of us say we want to have financial abundance. We want to build wealth. We want to close the racial wealth gap. We want to do this. We want to do that. But our decisions are not in alignment. And I can remember a couple of months ago when I was studying Proverbs, and I had to research this because I couldn't remember exactly what proverb it was. But when I read this proverb, it seemed like an oxymoron. But the more I sat with it, I'm like, hold up, this makes sense. When I tell you the Bible will get your whole life together, you'll be like, dang, God, get off of my neck. So hold up, I'm going to get my Mac so I can read it to you verbatim. This is Proverbs 21:17, and then I'm going to read Proverbs 21:20. So Proverbs 21:17, those who love pleasure become poor. Those who love wine and luxury will never be rich. Now listen to Proverbs 21:20. The wise have wealth and luxury, but fools spend whatever they get. So let's go back. Let's read it one more time. Proverbs 21:17. This is the New Living Translation. Those who love pleasure become poor. Those who love wine and luxury will never be rich. Now Proverbs 21:20. The wise have wealth and luxury, but fools spend whatever they get. Hey, homegirl or homeboy, I know you are enjoying this conversation, but I wanted to hop in to tell you about Budgeting and Saving 101. This is a money management masterclass that I host on the third Tuesday at 7 p.m. every single month to help you build a solid financial foundation. Financial stability is at your fingertips, and whatever you want to achieve financially, it starts with budgeting and saving. So the peace you want in your finances, the joy you want around your finances, the stress that you want to avoid, all of that starts with budgeting. So I hope that I see you in Budgeting and Saving 101, a money management masterclass. Click the link in the description box or the show notes so that you can register today. So you can just imagine me reading this. I read verse 17 first, and then of course there's a couple of verses in between, and then I get to verse 20 and I'm like, hold up, God, this seemed kind of backwards. But then I sat with it, and one key word in Proverbs 21:20, it says have. Have. The wealthy, they have wine and luxury, but fools spend whatever they get. They have this stuff because they don't spend whatever they get. Versus when you go to verse 17 where it says you love wine, you love luxury, and you become poor because that's what you want to spend your money on. And it brings me back to Ecclesiastes when it says there's a time, there's a season for everything. And I feel like in our younger years, we kind of play the game a little backwards. But me, I reflect on this old saying that my mama and my grandma used to tell us growing up. You do not have to touch the stove to know it's hot. Most people get so reflective in their 30s and their 40s and they say, in my 20s, I wish I would have did this. I wish I would have did that. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Versus us being wise in our 20s and saying, no, let's learn from the people in their 30s, their 40s, their 50s saying, I wish I would have did something else, and we actually decide to do something different. So it really bothers me so much when I see us just wasting our money on dumb stuff. Being in the club buying multiple bottles, is that enough? Buying the designer so it looks like you have more money than you actually have. Get in that car with a $700 car payment so on the outside it can look like you have more money when you know you can't afford that car payment. And you are one missed work day from being in a bind with paying that car payment. And again, I'm not saying this from a place of judgment because I've been there before. The it girl wanting a new outfit for every new occasion, wanting to always be out and about, biting off more than I can chew, looking good on the outside, but 4 months into me getting this brand new apartment, here I am facing eviction. So I'm not judging you at all. All I want to show you, or all I want to convey in my messaging, is there is another way. And we have to heal. We have to get to know ourselves on a deeper level so that we can really get what we want. Do you even know what you want? Let's let that sink in for a little minute. Do you know what you want? Because these temporary things that we think will satisfy us, we're going to look up years later on now, singing the same old song that people have sung for years, singing, I wish I would have did something different. Or dang, I wasted so much money. Or boy, if only I would have, ... We say we want to invest in real estate. We want to invest in the stock market. We want to start the business. We don't really want to do that. We really want to have fun, turn up, go on the trips that we really can't afford. And nothing is wrong with those things if you can afford them. But I want us to be I want our generation to be so vision oriented. Yes, we still have fun. We do things in moderation and we have that balance, but we are able to be firmer and stronger with our no because we are saying yes to things that make more sense in the long run. And granted, I know that that's not going to be everybody's mindset. I know a lot of people, they probably think, YOLO, you only live once, da 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 da. Get focused. Like I said before, get healed and get clear. Know what you want so that you can create this vision that you have for your lifestyle, for your life, and you can make decisions that are in alignment with that vision. Stop spending your money on stupid stuff that has no value. The likes on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, that stuff means nothing. Hear me very clearly. It means nothing. What type of impact do you have? What type of contribution do you want to make to the world? How do you want to show up for your family, for your friends, for even strangers? Those are the things that we need to be focused on. And something that I've been repeating this whole month of Financial Literacy Month is financial literacy isn't just about the money. It's about freedom. It's about having the option to choose. It's about not letting your decisions be dictated by money. And that is not going to happen overnight. But it's the small steps that we take today in our 20s, in our 30s that set us up for a life that we really want in our 40s, in our 50s, in our 60s. Like, let's play the long game here. When I graduated from college in 2020, so much was happening. It was COVID happening. I was applying to all of these jobs and I was getting rejected left and right. Like, nobody wanted to hire your girl. I had got accepted into grad school and I was thinking that I was going to go to grad school because, that's what we're taught. Go to undergrad, then go get your master's, then get this job and then start making money. And like I've been sharing with you, when I started my personal finance journey, one of the first books that I read was Rich Dad Poor Dad. And in that book, as I began to get exposed to different ways of thinking about money, I knew right then that I probably wasn't going to go get my master's. And as I was learning more about personal finance, I was discovering like, oh, I really have a passion here. Like, yes, I love public health, and I have realized that public health and wealth building, there's so much that is interconnected between those two. So there's a lot of stuff that I've learned when getting my degree that still helps me to this day. But I learned throughout that whole journey that I wanted to build a career in personal finance and financial education. So fast forward to me graduating, me moving back home to Kingstree, because the College of Charleston was like, y'all don't have to come back here. And I'm like, okay, we don't have to come back here after spring break. Why am I staying in Charleston paying rent and I had already got let go of my job? It was just a lot, okay? So I have moved back to Kingstree. And in my head, I was only going to stay in Kingstree for about 6 months max. 6 months. I was not going to be in Kingstree for 5 years, which is, I have been in Kingstree for 5 years, which is my hometown. If you're not from South Carolina, Kingstree, South Carolina is a very small rural town. It's kind of close to like Florence, South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, Charleston. We're low key in the middle, so it doesn't take us very long to get to any of those places that I just named, an hour, hour and a half. So I thought that I was only going to be in Kingstree for 6 months. So being in Kingstree, I'm not going to say I was depressed because I don't believe I was depressed, but I did feel empty. And it was like, I have this college degree that I worked hard for these past 4 years, but I just didn't get the fulfillment that I thought I was going to have once I graduated. So I'm like, dang, I have put my value and my identity in so much stuff. Being president of this sorority, being very active on campus and being just a student leader on campus, having this internship at Columbia University, interning on Wall Street, doing this, doing that, just all of the stuff that looked good on paper. I had my identity wrapped up in all of those things and yet still felt empty. So that is what started my relationship with God. And as I just started journaling and getting on my Bible app, looking at a scripture of the day, reading a Bible plan, I'm like, I can remember my prayer. My prayer was, Lord, help me find value, not in those things that I put my value in, but if I am outside and I'm naked, how can I add value to other people? And then from there, God started helping me realize that my identity is simply in being a daughter, simply in being a child of God. So all of those things that we wrap our identity in to get validation, to get praise, to get pleasure, to feel like we're connected to people, to just want to belong, it's just like that stuff means nothing. It means nothing. Like, it's great. It's important, I'm sure, in certain spaces. But at the end of the day, nobody really cares about my degree that I earned when I'm helping them with their finances. No, they just want help saving their money. They just want help learning how to budget. Kiani, just as I am, is enough. So all of our beliefs, the way that we view ourselves, our identity, how we think about money, how we view money, all of that plays into how we behave with our money. So when I say heal, that's what I mean. You need to heal, get to know yourself on a deeper level, and really know who you are so that you can start using money in a way that aligns, not in a way that you have been conditioned to use money. How many times have you said, I make good money, but I don't know where in the world my money is going? If you have ever said that, you need to be at Budgeting and Saving 101. This is my money management masterclass that I host on the third Tuesday of each month on Zoom to help you with budgeting and saving. It is the foundation of everything. Financial stability is at your fingertips. So if you want financial stability, peace in your finances, and you want to avoid the stress that you have been feeling when it comes to money, I want to see you in class. Click the link in the description box or the show notes, and I can't wait to see you. Advertisers, marketing, people spend billions and billions and billions of dollars trying to influence you to think and believe a certain thing. Think and believe a certain thing about a political party, about a product, about a city, about a career field, all of these things. And I pray that I am articulating this the way that it's just in my head, but I want us to just don't focus on the surface level stuff, but get to the root of why we behave the way that we behave with our money, why we spend what we spend our money on. And the quicker we get to the root, the better off we'll be able to really just change what it is that we don't like and strengthen what we do like. Now, I can't define what stupid is for you because I've been saying a lot, stop spending your money on stupid stuff. So I can't define what stupid stuff is for you. What's stupid to me might not be stupid to you. And it's okay because we all have different values, and our beliefs impact how we spend and how we use money. So I can't define what stupid is for you, but you know what's stupid. And you know what's really keeping you from what you really want. So, all in all, this message is not to judge, it's really to challenge you to play the long game, to think long term so that you can really get what you want. And years from now, you're not looking back in regret saying, dang, I wish. When this small stuff now that we can change can really lead us to the life that we desire. Getting clear will help you delay gratification. And all delaying gratification is saying, I'm going to sacrifice something temporarily with an expectation for a greater reward later. So it's delayed gratification. I'm going to get the gratification later on at a delayed time. It's not that I'm never going to get it. I'm just not going to get it right now. And in our microwavable age, we want stuff on demand. We want stuff right now. We don't want to wait for nothing. We don't want to be patient. We don't want the process. We don't want to slow cook in the crock pot. No, we want it in 30 seconds. And I get wanted in 30 seconds because me being patient, that's still a process. I wanted to be a millionaire yesterday. But you have to understand, if you're not ready for whatever it is that you're praying for and whatever you're believing for, it's just going to be wasted. And my whole premise in all of this is to stop wasting your money. Stop wasting your money. Stop wasting your money. And when you stop wasting your money, you can actually live the life that you dream of. And when I say stop wasting your money, I'm not just talking about, wasting it on the financial obligations that you really can't afford, the designer, the eating out, the this, the that. I'm talking about being financially illiterate, not knowing how to fully use your money as a tool. And I always tell people money is just a tool. And the 4 ways to use money as a tool, I remember it for short as SSIG. So every time you get paid, you should be asking yourself, what am I saving? That's the first S. What am I spending? That's the second S. What am I investing? That's the I. And what am I giving? That's the G. SSIG. Save, spend, invest, give. Save, spend, invest, give. So that is how you fully use money as a tool. I am never preaching to you and saying, oh, save your money and you're a hoarder of your money. Absolutely not. Your money needs to be in circulation. Your money needs to be in motion. We need to have a balance between all 4 categories. It's okay to save. It's okay to spend. It's okay to invest. And it's okay to give. But most of us, we work for our money. We spend our money. We do that in our sleep. We do that outside. We do that in the house. And then we barely save our money. And there is more to money than just making it, spending it, and barely saving it. So all in all, stop spending your money on stupid stuff. And please stop wasting your money so that you can create the life that you desire. Create the life that you dream of so that you can give to who you want to give to, so that you can invest in that real estate, so that you can break generational patterns in your family, so that you can start that business, so you can grow that business, so that you are not stressed when you got a flat tire and you need to buy a new tire. Like just, all of the different stuff that stresses us out about money. If we just change some stuff up, we will be in a much better place. So like I said, I know that this was a hard conversation. I know it was hard for me to even deliver it because there's so many nuances and so many factors that go into what I see that causes my frustration. And I have to be like, girl, stop pocket watching. You don't know the whole story, da 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 da. But for the most part, and when I'm reading the stats online, like 60% of Americans don't have $1,000 saved for an emergency. So if 60% of Americans don't have $1,000 saved for an emergency, it's crazy to me that I see people with $1,000 shoes on. And it's just, it's a lot. It's so loaded. But I'm going to just end this conversation here. I hope that it was helpful for you. And I pray that you will share it with a homegirl or a homeboy. And I pray that you felt my heart and my passion around this topic. Because again, it's not from a place of judgment. It's from a place of love. And I can remember being the girl that was so wasteful with money, doing different stuff just for a look, just for outside validation. And on the surface level, you'll say, no, I'm not doing this because I don't really care for real. But when you dig deeper and you start asking yourself, why, you will really get to the root. So I'm not projecting what I believe and my own experience on you. It is just an invitation and a challenge to get beneath the surface and really start making decisions that are in alignment with your goals and what it is that you want. So always remember, with exposure, execution, and consistency, there is absolutely nothing you can't do. Thank you for rocking with your girl. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave us a comment, what stood out to you most, and share this with a friend. If you're listening on podcasts, I want you to rate and review this episode and tell me your raw thoughts. I would love to just have a conversation about this. Stop spending your money on stupid stuff and see how we can broaden this conversation and get to the wealth that we want and close that racial wealth gap that, we always are talking about. So thank you for rocking with your girl, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.